Welcome, everybody, to episode 124 of Disney with the Ducks. Tonight, we've got a full house of ducks here tonight. We're missing Kevin. Man, that's a bummer. All right, so we have almost a full house of ducks tonight. We've got me, John Kral, and I'm joined by Gene.
Howdy.
Jody.
Hi, friends.
Jeff.
Piacere.
And Lonnie.
Hello, good people.
For those that don't know, I've been working on my Google Translate Italian. So
You wanted to say piacere. Which,
right. I think it more means like nice to meet you than hello.
right.
Duolingo is working good, man, for you.
Yeah.
I love it. I love you people so
If any of
much.
the fine folks at Duolingo would like to sponsor us, reach out to us at Ducks on Facebook. And while
Really
you're,
hope you came
It's
to meet
not
me
delivery,
tomorrow.
it's DiGiorno.
while you're there reaching out to us for the sponsorship for Duolingo, you could also join our Facebook group, Disney with the Ducks. And while you're at it, you might as well leave us a 5-star review over on your podcatcher, because that'll help other people find us. And then we can spread the word about Duolingo even farther, which would be wonderful. Okay, so tonight we're going to ask a question like we do of everybody or every week. And tonight's question, we're sitting here a few weeks before the 33rd Olympiad kicks off in Paris 2024. So we've got the Summer Olympics coming up. And tonight, what I'm wondering is, what is your favorite Olympic event? Lonnie, let's start with you.
You know, I like the track and field events. That's my favorite. So just getting to see that in the summer games is always great. A couple of athletes from LSU is running. So let's go Tigers.
Sweet. Those are fun to watch. I love watching the track and field stuff, especially the obscure ones like the javelin throw and shot put and things like that. It's just fun. It's amazing what humans can do. Man. All right, Jeff, what about you? What's your favorite?
I've been watching a lot of the swimming trials. We have a kid that's from our area here locally that qualified for the Olympics the last time, and he made it into backstroke, I think, again this time. So we've been kind of cheering him on locally and been watching him. So I'll follow the swimming probably more than anything this year.
That's awesome. And that's really cool that a local kid. What's his name? Do you
Hunter
know?
Armstrong.
Okay.
I think the 100-meter backstroke he's in, and he was supposed to be like the front runner for it. He slipped off the podium, was in last place at the turn, and ended up second to make it. So like he made up a lot of ground coming through. So
That's awesome. Well, good luck to Hunter. Hopefully he does well and gives us a 5-star review after he listens to this episode.
I'm sure he'll find it.
All right, Jody, what do you got? What's your favorite Olympic event?
Well, like Jeff, I used to enjoy watching the swimming, but since I now swim a lot and I realize how terrible of a swimmer I am compared to the real Olympians, it kind of makes me feel bad about myself. For some reason, the running doesn't, because I've always known they're just superior to me. But I just swam a 2,500 on Friday, and then I watched the swimmers swim that amount and looked at their time and my time, and I felt really, really terrible. So I think I like watching the gymnastics the most, just because those are things that my body would never be able to do, and the way they fly through the air and keep their balance and the strength, like they're just tiny little people and 100% muscle, and it's crazy. I just find them incredibly impressive. So I think the gymnastics I like a lot, but I also like the really weird ones too, like the weird sports. Those are fun to watch. Not weird, but the less popular, the ones that aren't on mainstream TV 24/7.
I learned today. I was watching again Olympic trials all weekend, and apparently street dancing is an Olympic event this year.
Oh, shoot.
What?
Ooh.
I like breakdancing.
Like breakdancing?
It's kind of what it looked like. I was flipping through and it said street. I stopped for a second. They were doing qualifying for the Olympics on Peacock for it.
Wow.
So
We've been too busy watching Copa America and Euro Cup. So
So I almost texted you earlier, Jody, that Scotland-Hungary game was insane.
yeah.
Like extra time was the most exciting 10 minutes I've ever seen in soccer.
Yeah, and the U.S. men played tonight and had a Captain America, who's my favorite. Christian Pulisic had an amazing goal. So anyway, great
can
start.
we go back to Copa for a second?
Yeah.
Isn't Copa like just the Americas thing? Why is Hungary playing Finland?
No,
I'm not-
okay. So
No,
there's
that's
Euro
Euro Cup.
2024 is going on at the same time.
Euro Cup is happening, and we have Copa Cup happening too.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
two different.
Okay.
And Gene, one of your favorite places. It's in the Dallas Cowboys Stadium.
I have a friend that's there right now going to watch it.
I
Man,
want
that's
to be there.
All right. Well, that's really fun. And Jody, the swimming though, you're comparing yourself literally to the best athletes in the entire world.
I know.
Like the top 100 or whatever out of 8 billion people.
Yeah. And what's weird is I don't do it with the runners because I think I don't know why. Like I've just known like, oh, Boston qualifiers and all those people. Those are people. I would never get to that. So I guess because not that I would ever think I'm an elite swimmer, but just realizing how long it takes me to swim. A 2,500 is 100 laps in the pool, and how long it takes me to swim my 100 laps, and how long it takes them to swim their 100 laps. I'm like, man, they are having brunch and a cocktail by the time I'm getting out of the pool. Like it's kind of funny. So keep going.
So let's go with Gene now and see what his favorite Olympic event is.
So first of all, comment. Did anybody notice Jody channeling her inner John? Someone here usually complains when people choose more than one thing, and that person chose 7 or 8 or 12 things. I don't know.
Every event she named.
I know, right? So, like, I like the luge a lot, and I like curling. Oh no, this is summer.
That's not summer.
No, I know. I'm just joking. But I don't know if I have a favorite. As a family, we'll watch swimming and we'll watch gymnastics because like Jody said about gymnastics, there are things I'll never be able to do, and it's just amazing the way these people contort their bodies. But I also like the volleyball, and it's all fun. You know, it's good stuff. America, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Gene, I think you're being a little hard on yourself. I think with about 3 or 4 weeks of training, you can compete in a gymnastic event. I really believe it.
I would love to see it.
I've never been able to successfully do a
What with the rings? I can see you on the rings, just balancing yourself out. Or maybe with those tights on and a ribbon. One of those, man, you got it.
I think they need to do it like an average Joe Olympics, where they just throw like dad bod guys out there just to see what they can do.
God, it'd be so ugly.
All
but so
former
fun.
high school athletes who think we're
Right.
so in shape and
Right.
Yeah.
If you played any collegiate sport, you're automatically out
Word.
at any level.
Yeah, no, I like that.
I
And you
mean,
can even mix in some events like cornhole and
Beer
lap
chugging.
golf.
beer
Or
pong.
shotgunning.
Yeah,
Or maybe
Yeah.
we could come up with some events that could be used.
maybe. But before we come up with some events, I'm gonna share with you guys that I love all of the Olympic events, which is not surprising. So I love swim. I hate swimming, but I love watching swimming in the Olympics. I don't know why I won't watch it any other time of year, but in the Olympics, I think it was the Michael Phelps effect. Like it was must-watch TV because you always knew there was going to be a new world record set. But I do just really get into it, and I start learning like all the people's names and rooting for the Americans. But like you guys said, on the other side of that, gymnastics for me is like the other big one that we always have watched together as a family. And nobody's done gymnastics until the last year or two with my kids. And for some reason, though, I love watching it because, like you guys said, just what they can do with their bodies and stuff is insane. And Jody, they're all 5-foot women that are out there doing these crazy things, and you just look at like their muscles and everything, and it's amazing. So but then I also really like water polo. I think that's fun. I just think it's a cool sport. So I don't know. I like all of them. I'll watch pretty much whatever Olympic event is on. But yeah, Gene, like you mentioned, let's make up some Olympic events. We've been doing pretty good. Jeff, you have a few already. But tonight what we're going to talk about is we're going to create Olympic events at Disney. So we're going to name some of those tonight. And then we'd like for all of you guys to go over to the Disney with the Ducks Facebook group and talk about how well you think you would do in that event. Are you going to be, you think you're a gold medalist in Jeff's event? Maybe a bronze medalist in Jody's? Who knows? But yeah, let's see what everybody's got. And we'll have our listeners come over and let us know how they think they'd do. All right. So Jody, I think this event was something you've been talking about a lot. You seem to really like the Olympics. So let's start with you. What's your Disney Olympic event?
All right. So for my first one, everybody talks about 4 parks in one day, right? That seems easy. That's just a given. Like that's kind of already an event. So I'm going to put a little spin on it. And I'm going to say you have to go to every park but you have to find the ride that has the longest wait time, and you have to figure out which sequential order to do it. You're going to be in a competition with a bunch of people. So you all start your day, and you could go to any of the 4 parks first, right? You get to choose. But whoever has the longest wait time for the 4 longest rides wins. So let's assume it's Rise of the Resistance at Hollywood Studios, okay? But you decided to go to Hollywood Studios first. So really, your wait was only 30 minutes instead of 3 hours and 25 minutes, especially if the ride goes down. So that wouldn't be a good strategy. Right?
Could I ask a question?
Please.
So, Rise of the Resistance. Gene mentioned before that sometimes it breaks down. Now, if it breaks down while you're in line, does that count towards your time?
That would be in your benefit in this case.
But
you
I mean, I'm not trying to poo-poo your idea because I think it's a great idea. Actually. I'm just curious. So like the judges would really have to be looking at this hard because I'm sure somebody could figure out a way to sabotage.
Okay, a judge would be with you to validate your responses because I don't trust any of you people. So yeah, you would have a non-partial judge shadowing you for your choices to see, and with a stopwatch to see what your timing would be. So again, you have to go to all 4 parks. You have to find the ride that has the longest wait, but you can't get in line for a ride that's already down, right? Like you have to get in. So if it goes down and then you're in line, that's great, good for you. But you can't be like, oh well, Soarin' is down. I'm going to go try to get in line for that now. It has to already be running at the time that you're in the line. So whoever has the longest time for waiting, because that's time on feet, that's a challenge, they win. That's my bizarre Olympic event number 1.
No, I like it. You got to train your bladder for the long wait.
You do.
You got to train your feet for standing. You've got to make sure you're fueling properly because you don't want to get hangry when you've got an hour left of flight.
You got to train your patience because
yeah. No, there's a lot involved there. I like it. Bring a lot of different disciplines together. All right,
Jody. Since you went like the whole 4 parks thing, I kind of had a similar something, but it's enough different that I can throw it out there. I'm turning mine into a relay race. So we're doing a 4-park challenge from a relay race where everybody starts at Disney Springs, and then you can Uber to your first park, or we'll call it a minivan to keep it all Disney. It doesn't matter what park you go to, but you have to hit that main attraction in each park, get a snack, and then you tag your next person once you get through the. So once you finish Magic Kingdom, when you go to Animal Kingdom, you tag off for the Animal Kingdom person. The only caveat to that is you cannot repeat a mode of transportation. So as you're going from park to park, you have to switch. So you can do the Skyliner, you can do a bus, you can walk to the studios from the other, take a boat, take a monorail, but you cannot. And you can go in wherever you want, but you ultimately start at the Springs, hit all 4 parks in any order, tag in your partners as you go, and then back to the Springs to finish.
Yeah, I like it. Are you assigning the rides?
No, I never got that far into my thinking of it.
Oh, come
on. I'd let the IOC figure that one out.
Can I go next because I have a similar. I want to maybe add on to what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, go ahead, Gene.
So what is the central, like what is the middle, the center of the Disney experience?
Food.
Sure. But I mean geographically.
Oh.
I thought you meant just for like me.
No, right.
I don't know the answer.
And look,
the castle? The castle?
I mean, that's a good guess. But I'm going to say spiritually, it's the Crescent Lakes. So that's where we're going to start. We're going to start at the Crescent Lakes. And this is going to be a team. So I'm going to tell you, if I'm doing this challenge, I'm telling you right now, no offense, John, Jeff, Kevin, I'm choosing Lonnie and Jody because I believe that they would add the most to my team. But as a team, not as a team, but the judge would draw out for the group, for every team has to do this, a certain number. Again, I don't know what the heck the IOC is, but I guess they're going to weigh in on this too. A certain number of rides for each park, a certain number of restaurants that have to be visited, and food, the same foods consumed, attractions for each park. So I'm thinking a restaurant, two actual rides, and an attraction, not a like, you know what I'm saying? The difference between like Everest and Figment, you know what I'm saying? That type of thing. And then also maybe random wild card things like you got to go buy a Lupa Lupa or whatever that drink is at the Polynesian, right? And those are drawn. The order doesn't matter. You've got to finish the task, right? That's where the expertise of the teammates come in, because you have to figure out the times, the weights. It's not the longest, it's the quickest, right? You want to get through, but you have to consume. There probably have to be some parameters around the restaurant type things.
And I know you're not going to let me eat a salad, so let's just.
No, I mean, the fish and chips will probably. I'm not saying I would influence the judges. I'm just saying I don't see how that wouldn't be an option. But anyway, at the end of the day, whoever does this the fastest win the gun. It doesn't matter the order. You leave from the Crescent Lakes and you go to Animal Kingdom, if that's where you got to go, or if you think that's where you can get finished first, you've got to map it out. So there's an element of strategy. There's an element of Disney knowledge. There's an element of transpo knowledge, right? Because by myself, I would lose. I'd come in dead last, right? But with Lonnie and Jody and probably Jeff and John, any of y'all, I would probably do a lot better. You know?
Too late now. Me and John and Kevin are just going to go at it and destroy you three.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We're grabbing Kevin and we're gonna beat you guys by probably 40 minutes.
Yep.
So look, you can like that, hate it. It's just an idea. I think it'd be
Okay. I love it. Geez,
kind of like the Amazing Race, kind of, you know.
That's what I was gonna say. I love that show. I think it's so fun. But
cameras have to follow people around.
All of the things that you mentioned, though, are these things that all the teams know well in advance, or are we doing a drawing?
No, that's the thing. It's random.
Okay.
It's completely like you have no idea.
Oh, I like that.
That's part of the gamesmanship of it.
Yeah. That's really fun.
Thanks.
I would lose that, but it would be fun.
I would too.
I would just get stuck somewhere.
I'd just follow somebody around.
Yeah. I would go to the thing I like and just stay there. All right. So Lonnie, what about you? What's your Olympic event?
All right, man. So, I thought about this, right? Because I do like the decathlon. I do in track and field. So I don't have time for 10 events. So I'm going to do a pentathlon, which is 5 events, right? So here we go. This is how it starts. Get the string, put all it on the board because you got to get in the mindset for this. Okay, first thing, dash from the entrance of Hollywood Studios to Rise of the Resistance, right? So full out sprint. That's about 4/10 of a mile. That's the first event. Who can get there first? I don't know why you're rushing because
run in the parks.
it's going to go down.
Are you encouraging running in the parks, Lonnie?
I am
We
not.
pay thousands of dollars to run into parks 4 or 5 times a year, Jody.
That's good pay.
That's true. That is true.
And this is during full park, right?
Yeah, so this is going to go through all the parks. So that's the first event. You're going to dash to Rise of the Resistance, 4/10 of a mile. You can do it speed walking so that you don't offend Jody, or we can go straight out running like Jeff says. Totally up to you. That's the first event. The second
Push
event.
over those old ladies and their walkers.
Well, that's on another event, but hold on.
Okay.
Second event, dash to Remy Ratatouille Adventure.
It's
from
going right
the
down.
entrance of Epcot with a stroller with a 25-pound weight in the stroller.
Oh.
That's the second event. Third event.
John would win that one. He's good at pushing
I'm
straight.
used
John's
to
good.
it. Yeah.
But you know what? John is actually would be good for the fifth event, but we're not finished. So that's the second event. The third event, dash to Seven Dwarfs Mine Train with a stroller with a 25-pound weight and a backpack with 15-pound weight.
Lonnie, you're explaining my typical day at Disney.
Exactly, man. This is built for you.
Yeah.
The fourth event, the dash around World Showcase with a stroller with a 25-pound weight, a backpack with a 15-pound weight, and holding a 20-pound weight equaling to a second kid. That's the fourth event. And now for the fifth event. catching a bus back to the resort with the stroller, the backpack, the weights, successfully getting back to your room. And for the record, this room is going to be in Animal Kingdom Lodge, the furthest room
In Kidani?
in Kidani. So you're going to be walking. You got to catch the elevator up, and you got to go way down. Basically, you're walking to Epcot. If you ever been in there, you're walking back to Epcot with dead weight because the kids are sleeping. That's my 5 events. If you
Lonnie-
do that, add up the points, then you win the first ever Disney Pentathlon.
All right, so here, I honestly think I'm going to get the gold medal in this. I'm going to not do well in the first one. That sprint is just, it's not me, right? But I'm going to make up so much time on 5, 4, and 3 because that is exactly what I do every night at Disney. I've got multiple children. I've got the backpacks. I've got a stroller that's folded up. That's a double stroller. So I'm just sweating and yelling at people. And like, ah! That's
When
what
you
it
get to
sounds
the fifth one, getting on the bus, man, because I saw you getting on the bus with a stroller, with kids.
And that was before a day at the park. That was like leaving the resort to go.
Yeah. So I think by the time it's over, man, you're a shoo-in for that one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll sign you up for that.
Man, a gold medalist. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Huh. No, I really like that. I like the thought you put into it too. But that's a lot of events. Like,
I mean, hey, you got to do it, man. You got to do it. You're going
And it
Disney,
gets-
you're going big.
and it gets
Yeah.
progressively harder too, which I like.
Mhm.
All right. So my event, we're going to be doing a dad joke competition. It's a performance one. Think figure skating or, like that Lonnie said earlier, dancing with the ribbons, the floor exercises, right? So we're doing a dad joke competition. Now, you have to go through several rounds of qualifiers to get there, right? This is the cream of the crop of the dad jokes. So what we're going to do, we're going to hold it. We already have a venue, a perfect venue for it. We're going to hold it over at Monsters Inc. floor. That's where the event will be staged. It's going to be amazing because we've got the pre-show. And then how we're going to judge it, it's going to be a combination 30% Roz, 70% audience volume of laughter. So you're going to get up there. Everybody's going to have 3 minutes to give your best dad jokes. So that's a long time, right? You're going to have to fit in a lot of them. There's a lot to it. You're going to have to prepare for this mentally and physically because you're going to be up there spitting out these dad jokes, and you gotta react to the audience. If you notice they're starting to like a certain topic, you got to go with that because you need, you got to think on your toes here. So this is going to be a very, very important event. We're going to have strict, though, anti-doping policy. We're not going to let some of these countries in that give performance-enhancing drugs to their athletes because there's a lot of things you could do with this crowd and with the guys up there giving the dad jokes. So, that's going to be something we're going to keep an eye out for. But yeah, so that's my event. It's going to be a dad joke competition at Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, obviously, and we're going to have Roz as one of the main judges. So,
well, based on the last 123 episodes that we've done, I don't think any of us are going to win this competition because our dad jokes are typically,
Just wait till the night, Jody. I have dropped that bar one more level.
oh boy. I'm very excited about that as well. But yeah, no, Jody, I think we're going to do great. I think the silver and gold will both come out of this group. We got a random guy coming in hot with, some great jokes for the bronze, but we're going to win. All
right. I like your confidence.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to be up there in medal totals with like the US and China, And then there's going to be the duck. Okay. Wow. Okay. Do you guys have any other ones? Did anybody prepare too? Okay, Jeff, let's hear it.
All right. So there's a lot of people that are going into like gaming as kind of like a sporting events. So it's not just straight physical prowess. So I came up with the idea we are doing a speed droid building competition in Batuu. So you can pick what kind of droid you want. There's a certain amount of parts you have to use to get the droid running. But as soon as you get it built, you take it out and you have to run it through an obstacle course that runs all the way through Batuu and back to where you build the droid. And the first one to cross the finish line wins. So they might have to go up and down ramps. So that might determine if you're building a BB-8 style droid versus an R2 unit. So you got to figure out what the course is. You don't know till ahead of time. It's the plan. So you can walk the course right before you start, build your droid, and take it through the obstacle course all the way through Batuu.
Wow,
That's
I
awesome.
like that.
that's really cool.
Very
That could
creative.
be. And so on the course with the obstacles and everything, you would look at those and have to adjust your droid building to that, right?
Correct.
Be
Yep.
more successful. Okay.
Yep.
Wow, there's a lot to it. You got the engineering side, the gaming side of it, and actually controlling the little guy.
Correct. Because they're not always easy to control. I mean, when you're walking through some of those obstacles, it could be tough. And maybe you have like stormtroopers shooting at them or something. I don't know. I didn't get that far. But
I like where this is going though.
Yeah.
You know.
But you don't have to worry about the storm shooters. They can't hit you anyway.
I know, but it might distract you.
Okay, fair. All right. That one's awesome.
Yeah.
Anybody else got one? Another
Yeah, I have one, and this is inspired by the GOAT. And what I mean by the GOAT, the greatest of all time, I'm talking about, Joey Chestnut, multiple winning hot dog eating contests. Of course, I'm doing this for him since he was disqualified from the contest this year.
Yeah. Do you know why? Because he's
The
cheating on
Impossible Burger.
maintenance.
No,
No,
he signed
That's
with
not
another
meat.
media company.
That's not meat.
Yeah, no, man, but still,
I
what?
love Impossible Burgers, but it's not
I'm just
meat.
saying, look, he's the GOAT. They know the only way they can get him is to stop him from eating. So therefore, we're going to do a competitive popcorn eating contest at Epcot. But this is how it works. You start off, you have to eat a bucket of popcorn and ride Guardians. And then eat another bucket of popcorn and ride Guardians.
Without
and then
washing
eat
your hands.
another bucket of popcorn. And whoever can eat and ride the most Guardians without hurling or tapping out wins. So we're going to call it Garden of Popcorn. There we go.
Wow. I
we
can
know
do it
it's
once.
not going to win. Kevin is not going to win that.
Kevin
one.
is
I'm
out.
not going to win either. But
I'm not going to win.
Yeah, Kevin's definitely not winning.
no, Kevin
Kevin made
gets
it
that
once.
little bead of sweat right over his lip. I've seen it twice, right? I saw it at Guardians before we caught Montezuma's Revenge, and I saw it at the Incredicoaster. After like the third time we rode it, you remember? He got off. He was like, "I'm done," but he had a little sweat bead.
Poor guy.
So we're gonna put him on it, man. We're gonna do it again, and this time we're gonna see who's the best at Garden and Popcorn.
Wow.
Wow.
That sounds like an amazing one
Wow.
that I would never do, but all right. That was a pretty solid one. Anybody else got another event?
I have one.
Okay. Gene, what do you got?
So how would you describe, like, in one word, how would you describe the Disney experience for first timers?
Expensive.
Magical.
Okay, that's good.
Overwhelming.
Okay, those are all good descriptors. I would say chaos. Okay, if you look at like a family that they put all this time and money to plan this Disney trip, and they got their kids and they spent all this money, and they're I saw it the other day at people leaving a movie because their kid was crying because they couldn't watch his iPad, and they spent all the money for popcorn and everything. Same thing at Disney. Kid upset because of something silly. They spent all this money to go to the happiest place on earth or whatever, and it's just chaotic. That's kind of the theme of this event, but it's a little different. The theme is just the same. So if you could imagine, swimming. Several of us mentioned swimming. It's a big deal in the Olympics. I think it could be a big deal at the World Showcase. I think. Picture this, okay? Typically, with a relay event, you only have just a few people, 4 people, let's say. This one is going to have multiple people, okay? So let's just imagine your first swimmer, everybody's first swimmer starts out at Canada, and they swim across. When the gun fires, they swim across. They've got to know where they're going. There's a lot of coordination involved in this, okay? They're going to swim across, and my map went away, of course. But they're going to swim across to Japan, okay? And as soon as they reach Japan, the next person on their team jumps in the water, and they're swimming across to I can't see it in front of me on the map down, across if you can imagine, these swimmers, each leg is going to swim across the lake in sort of a star pattern. Okay. It could artistically be done. I actually drew it out to where it made Mickey ears. But imagine this whole time it's at night. Okay. And the fireworks are going off. Right. And so there's the chaos of the noise, the darkness, just the drama. Is the swimmer going to run right into the fireworks? Who knows? That's part of the intrigue, part of the excitement of this event. And then the winner is presented with a beer. They're going to end up in Mexico with a beer in Mexico, or a margarita. How about a margarita? Let's do that.
Are they going to run into each other though, crisscrossing?
Hopefully they are.
Are they going to run into a gator?
Yep.
You don't know.
Or that's part. See, you're getting it, Lonnie. Absolutely, you're getting it, John. That's the whole point.
Okay,
right?
I like it.
I like that, Gene. That's the saying in Louisiana. How do you know if gators are in the water?
I know.
And the answer is simple. If the water's wet, there's gators.
Yep, that's right.
That's how we do it in Louisiana. Straight up.
Yeah, I'm not volunteering for that one.
Oh, me neither. I mean, I sketched it out.
Perfect.
I like it. I don't know. I like the danger aspect of it.
Oh, yeah. Now, if you're a swimmer, you would want Ursula arms in the water so you can swim up on that thing if you're getting chased.
Yep, that's right.
So you would want those floats out there shooting out the fireworks. That's just me. I like the Ursula arms.
I mean, Danger's not my middle name. Lee is my middle name. But for somebody whose middle name is Danger, this would be a great event.
I would.
Yeah. And it would be fun to watch, if nothing else. All right. Anybody have a third one? Oh, Jody. Wow.
I have a second one because I've only given one.
Well, okay.
Okay. So we kind of did this on one vacation in Vermont. So we went on a big, huge hike, and then we came back, we rented mountain bikes, and Landon was like, well, geez, we've already hiked and we've biked. Now we have to swim so we can do a triathlon. So I was like, let's do a Disney triathlon. So you start off at your hotel and you have to swim, I don't know, however many laps everybody can decide, like the 6 laps or whatever. So you start off doing laps at your hotel. Then you get out of there and then you go to one of the resorts that has the Surrey bikes. And you have to do 2 laps on the Surrey bike. So I know Boardwalk has them and Saratoga maybe has them.
Riverside has them.
Riverside. Okay. So whatever resort you want to, you go to a predetermined, obviously, and you have to do Surrey bike laps. And then you're not done yet. Now you have to go run. But I heard somebody do this. Somebody reported that they did this. Maybe a Lizard, but somebody said they did this on the BRBS podcast, that they went and did 26.2 miles by going to each resort. And they like ran a mile here and 2 miles there and a mile here and a mile to make it 26.2. I'm not going to be that mean. I don't think anybody wants to run a full marathon after this. So I think we would pick a cluster of resorts, maybe, I don't know, Gene, Crescent Lake or something, because you love Crescent Lake, whichever. And you would have to run certain miles around that area. Or maybe it's the
laps
Mirror
around
Lake
the boardwalk.
maybe it's Mirror Lake at Art and Pop or something. But so it's a true triathlon because you're getting all 3 of your events in. But that's my idea.
I love that.
I really like that one too. Not the running part because I hate running, but other than that, and I'm glad we're swimming in the pool and not in the lakes.
Yeah,
so that's a good one.
And to make the Surrey bike part harder, you could just do it with your kids and they won't pedal at all. So you're stuck pedaling for 6 of you.
Or we could borrow some of Lonnie's weights that he has on his challenge.
Yeah.
The Surrey bike too.
Yeah. And I think you should do the Surrey bike. I know it's over there at Riverside, but I think you should do it at the boardwalk because they have the
hills.
The hills. Well, not Riverside. It's over at Port Orleans, right?
Oh, I was going to say, you could do the whole thing at like Beach Club.
Well, yeah, but if you go around the water there.
Yeah, swim your
Up to the
laps
boardwalk,
there.
all the way around. That'll get you. Because then
Yeah.
the exciting part of that is people walking in your way. So you're gonna have to slow down, speed up, try to go around them, pump it up. And like John said, you got kids just being their dead weight on there. I mean, that'll get you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you could do this all at a boardwalk resort. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
All
my
right,
a true
Awesome.
triathlon.
that one's really good too, man. You guys had some really good ideas. Are there any other ones that anybody wants to share?
You know, I'm gonna rattle off just a couple because I was thinking about this. Of course, I'm not gonna do the 1 day 4 park challenge. I think Jody and Jeff did a great job at doing those. I had a 100-yard stroller obstacle course down Main Street. Let's just say you got people stopping, you got people with strollers. Come on now, y'all. I want to have people like walking down Main Street holding hands in 4s and 5s. So even though it's just strollers, you got to get around all that, right, to get to it. And also, why don't we just go back to the original thing that Disney is kind of famous for in Epcot, and let's just do a drink around the world challenge, old school, right? Well, you don't have to make nothing up new. People have been doing that since the dawn of Epcot. Let's just do it. Who can get through the fastest? Of course, which way you start? You start in Mexico. I don't know why you wouldn't, right? And you go Mexico around every pavilion. You got to stop at the South American pavilion for Gene, get something from there, and just keep going, right? Keep going. And
Is it one loop or is it like a continuous until you drop and whoever goes the farthest?
Continuous. You just keep going over and over. So you start in Mexico with a margarita and you just keep going, right? Until you get right back to Mexico. You look around, somebody's with you, let's go it again. And we keep going. And we're going to keep moving around.
I could do pretty well at that one, I think. I've been training for that my
Let me
whole
make
life.
it harder for you. Let's do it in the summer, July, 100 degrees.
This is Summer Olympics.
Drinking the heat.
Well,
What you got?
yeah. I'll be sweaty.
Would that pass the doping scandal with the IOC, Jeff? Would that pass the rules?
Yeah, alcohol's not banned.
Well, in the dad joke event, it is. It is.
Yeah.
So that's all I got.
No, that's a good one. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, now as kind of the initial Olympic trials for my dad joke competition, we're each going to submit our joke for trying to get through the regional tournament here. So, Jody, what do you got for a joke for us this evening?
All right. So, why did the vegetarian stop swimming?
I don't know why.
They don't like meats.
Oh boy. All right, Jeff, what do you got?
I've had a lot of trouble with my eyes lately, so I had to go to the eye doctor. And I was really surprised they told me to just rub some ketchup in it. So I tried that, and I guess it worked because hindsight really is 2020.
Oh wow.
Oh man, Lonnie, what do you got?
Yeah. When do baseball players have to wear armor?
I don't know when.
When they play at night.
Oh man. Why does Cinderella never win the Olympics?
She lost her glass slipper.
She has a pumpkin for a coach, and she always runs away from the ball.
Nice.
Yeah. Disney and Olympics.
Wow.
Perfect joke. Yeah, I know.
That's a perfect storm.
It's good synergy.
Yep.
It is.
Gene, what do you got? What's going on?
Yeah, you know why they banned music for the upcoming Olympics? Do you hear about that? It's very scandalous. Do you hear about it?
No.
Because the Olympic athletes, they just keep breaking records.
They do. Yep.
Oh boy. All right. Well, I think we would all do very well in that event at Disney. So yeah, with that, I just want to ask everybody one more time to please go out and give us a 5-star review and come join our Facebook group, Disney with the Ducks. Let us know how you think you would do on some of the events that we came up with today. All right, Quaharini.
Gene, take us out.
Listening to Disney with the Ducks may result in spontaneous laughter, uncontrollable daydreaming about Disney, and an intense desire to participate in wacky, zany, Olympic-style events at Walt Disney World. Side effects may include creating makeshift obstacle courses in your living room, attempting to synchronize swimming in your bathtub, and developing an inexplicable urge to race against your family while dressed as your favorite Disney character. Please note that Lonnie's contributions to this episode were notably lame and may induce eye rolling or mild irritation. Conversely, Gene's suggestions were undeniably hilarious and the best, likely to cause side-splitting laughter and sudden outbursts of joy. In fact, Gene's contributions are so brilliant that they are likely to be stolen by Disney Imagineers. As a precaution, the Disney with the Ducks legal counsel is standing by. Please consult your inner child before attempting any of these events. If your neighbors catch you training for the Disney Olympics in your front yard, Disney with the Ducks cannot be held responsible. Listener discretion, as always, is advised, especially if you lack a sense of humor or a fondness for the whimsical.
That was awesome. Thank you,
That was
Gene.
really good.
Ciao, everybody.
Baharini.
Bye, friends.
Thanks, everybody.
Arrivederci.
I think he froze.
He does look frozen now. So now we have a mute frozen Gene.
Yeah,
Like
that's
Han
all right.
Solo in the Carbonite.
And he looks a little
Yes,
perplexed.
there we go.
He's frozen but perplexed.
Sounds about right.